Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over all of the Week 2 NHL Spotlight Hut Event Master cards in NHL 23. We're going to talk about all of the sets, what you guys should do with your Spotlight collectibles, as well as some of the other cards that came out. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure that you subscribe to the channel for the most up-to-date news, tips, and info for NHL 23. Let's get into it. All right, so we'll kick things off with the master items that you can now acquire in Week 2. We'll start with the 88 Trevor Zegras. He's got Light the Lamp and Dangle City, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, and 91 agility. I've really liked almost every card that has had over 90 agility. They feel extremely good, and when you combine elite edges on these cards, they feel incredible, especially early on with a slower defenseman. However, though, I don't think he is a great value because, well, one, there's a better left-hander in my opinion, and his X factor with the gold skilled up ability, if you can learn how to do the Michigan, is almost automatic. So if you are dead set on getting a Zegras, I'd rather have his X factor. However, this is a really, really good card. It's just I think there are other options that I would rather have. Next up, we've got the 88 overall Sarah Nurse with Distributor and Protector. She's got Relentless, Big Tipper, and Gold Close Quarters. The abilities, specifically Gold Close Quarters, is phenomenal. 89 speed, 89 acceleration, 86 agility. Face-offs up at 90 with the synergies on. Great defensively as well. And 893 body checking. Even at 5'8", she's going to be able to knock almost everyone off the puck. The issue is his shot power. I've mentioned this quite a bit about the women cards in NHL 23 for the most part. Their shot power is so low, and unless you're streaking down the boards and just basically going for a tap-in, it's very, very hard to get a snipe on these goaltenders because that shot power is so low. However, Close Quarters is a great zone ability, so it's not like this is a bad card. Just, again, not one that I would target. Following her, we've got the 88 overall Megan Keller from Team USA with Wingman as well as Applesauce. 90 speed, 91 acceleration, and 90 agility. She has some of the best offensive zone abilities and superstar abilities in the game. Stick 'em Up is one of the best, as well as Gold Truculence. Truculence is just such a fantastic zone ability. Your ability to bump people off the puck with this really makes up for the fact that she's 5'11", 165. She's got good defensive awareness at 92, which will help intercept passes. And I know I just mentioned that the shot power is a major issue for a lot of the female cards in the game. 78 is really rough. You're not going to get anything from the point with her, but because D2D one-timers just don't go in anyways, you might be able to get away with it and just make up for it. I'd watch out and see if this card drastically falls in price because people just kind of overlook it compared to other options. This could be a decent one if you are able to get it for, like, I would say under 100,000 coins. I doubt that you'll see one tradable for that, but I'm going to try it over the weekend and see just how she is because I think that all of the zone abilities that she has makes up for the deficiencies in the attributes. Then we've got the 88 Johnny Gaudreau, who has been one of my favorite cards so far in NHL 23. We've got Silver Puck on a String, Silver Elite Edges, and Third Eye. So Third Eye is a zone ability, just not really worth it at all because passing is back to being its automatic snappy self that it was before NHL 22. He's got 92 speed, 92 acceleration, and 95 agility with synergies on. It makes him just super easy to control, and again, those left-right cuts, those half spins, you're able to cause a lot of mismatches. 97 on the deking, puck control is 96. Fantastic card. Usually smaller players, I don't really recommend because they lose the puck so easily, but Johnny Gaudreau has been one of the best, especially in the corners, being able to cut out and get in front for a scoring opportunity. So if you're looking for a card to choose, I mean, if you already have Jared McCann and the other option would be probably one of the defensemen, Johnny Gaudreau is a phenomenal winger. So I don't know what else to say. He's a great card if you can get him. And then lastly, we've got the 88 Bowen Byram. A lot of the player base has been waiting for this card because there just isn't a lot of great left-handed defensemen outside of the team builders. So Gold's Heat Seeker in reverse and Wheels, probably one of the worst combos of abilities for a defenseman. Wheels, you're really not going to use all that much because you're probably breaking the puck out with your wingers as opposed to your defensemen. I'm talking about going straight down the ice, and that's where Wheels comes into play. In reverse is half decent, but more often than not, you're turned around anyways. And then Gold Heat Seeker for the first time might actually have some value because the wrist shots are extremely good, especially if you set up screenshots from the point. 89 speed, 89 acceleration, so the skating isn't crazy, but it's good enough. And then defensively, obviously, he's got great defensive awareness and stick checking. This is probably going to be the card I take on my free-to-play team. Again, unless you can get team builders, the left-hand side of defense is just very weak early on, which means that he's going to be able to stay in your lineup for quite some time. All right, now let's talk about the sets. And something I want to go over about the Spotlight collectibles, especially for free-to-play players, there is a nice little hack that might help you out in future events. So as it stands right now, these three are still the same. So it's 2 to get a random 84 overall, 2 to get a prime pack, and then 3 to get a player's pack. Don't do the packs unless you are absolutely loaded and you have a lot of free Spotlight collectibles coming from the objectives. I wouldn't turn these into these packs at all. And on top of that, I'm going to show you a nice thing that you can do for future events. All of these other ones you can make using 3 collectibles. I would not do the random choice pack to try and get one of these and save a collectible, because if you don't get Byram or Gaudreau really in this set, you're kind of at a big disadvantage. So not extremely good odds. I would rather just get the 3rd collectible and make Bone Byram or Gaudreau, for example. That would just be what I would recommend. Just something else to point out when it comes to the cards that you want to target if you're trying to make these. The 84s are really not worth it. They're coming down in price a little bit, but they're still going for like over 8,000 per, and it's just not great value. Anytime that you can find 83 overall cards, however, if they are under 5,000 coins, that means they're going for less than 7,500 per collectible, which does appear to be the best value. So if you are trying to make one, this is what I would do: 83s over the 84s. The 84s just don't have a lot of value. When it comes to the other ones that are lower, I wouldn't mess around with it at all. I think that they're terrible value, and you just have to do the math on how much a collectible is for each single one. All right, so now I want to talk quickly about this set again, specifically the Hut Spotlight 84 overall power-up set. So you can do 2 collectibles and you'll get a random event master item, okay? One of 2. The reason why this is important: the Evo event, or the Fantasy Hockey event that we talk about so much at the beginning of this game, is one of the best events, and it happens early on. It could happen next Friday, or it could happen the one after that. And that event is something that you want to spend a significant amount of your resources on. Now, if you're free to play, you're not going to have a ton of stuff to make collectibles for that event. However, if you go to objectives and you look right here, the Hut Spotlight power-up, if you complete all of these, you could A, get a free 88 overall, essentially, or you can save all of these collectibles, especially if you're Hut rich and you don't really need multiple of those 88 overall cards. You can take all of these collectibles and turn each of them in for that random master set player to get yourself an 84 overall card. It doesn't matter. You don't have to power it up, and you could trade that 84 in for some collectibles in the future. So something to just keep in mind. That's what I would recommend. Nice little hack there to help you out in the future. I think that's probably the best way to go. Again, even if you're free to play, getting that free 88 actually is significant, but if, like I said, if you're rich, I mean, not a bad option at all. The other thing to pay attention to is the challenges. Normally, these are easily overlooked, but these daily challenges are starting to add up. So these just got added in, and they go all the way to the 24th, and it looks like they are getting increasingly better via the rewards every single day. So if you look the first 3 days, you're getting a little bit more than 1,000 coins each single one, but then on day 4, you're getting a seasonal collectible on top of coins, and then this last one, you've got a gold coach pack, so it can help out for anyone that doesn't have a coach, but a mini NHL players pack will give you a guaranteed 80 overall plus the coins, so they are starting to get quite good. I'm actually curious to see what the October 24th challenge has. These are definitely worth doing if you are no money spent. Lastly, let's talk about the packs in the store, guys. I, for one, I'm done spending money on this game until they make sure that all of the things are fixed, and of course, they throw in one of the best packs that you could possibly get, but man, I really don't recommend spending money on this game at all. At this point, it has been an absolute disaster. It's pretty inexcusable, but it is what it is. These ones right here, the Hut Spotlight Master Set event, I get a lot of questions about the value for these if you want to buy them using coins. I wouldn't personally, because it costs 75,000 coins. You will get a random Hut Spotlight 84 overall card, but those don't cost nearly close to that. You'll get an event collectible. Again, when you add up everything, it's not going to give you the same value, so I would just avoid these. There really isn't any packs that I would go after right now. All right, guys, so that is how week 2 is going to run. The event is one of the best we've ever gotten for the launch of the game. The ability to get 2 free 88 overall cards is pretty fantastic. However, it just feels like it's dragging on right now because we knew who the Master Set players were. There isn't really any other crazy event cards, so it's just kind of dragging out on top of all the other issues we've had with Hockey Ultimate Team so far. So it is getting a little long in the tooth, but the next few events should be absolute bangers. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.